Welcome back to the Narc Free Man Podcast. I'm your host, Philip Dugas, and this is the space for men where we cut through the confusion, call out the manipulation, and help you reclaim the life you deserve. Now, today we are talking directly to a specific man. Maybe this is you. You know the relationship is toxic. You know you are unhappy. Your friends and family might even be telling you to leave, but you just can't. You tell yourself you are staying for the kids. You hold on to the hope that she'll change. You are afraid of the financial ruin, the custody battle, the sheer unknown of being alone. And today, we are not here to judge that choice. We are here to mine it for wisdom. Because if you are choosing to stay with her, even for now, there are crucial, painful, and ultimately empowering lessons you must learn to survive with your sanity and soul intact. Now, these are hard-won truths from the front lines that I'm going to share with you today. So if you are a man who feels trapped in a toxic relationship but can't see a way out, stick with me. These 5 lessons are your survival guide. Let's start with the big one. The most common reason I hear, I'm staying for the kids. I need you to hear this and hear it clearly. Your children are learning what a relationship is by watching you. They may not hear every argument, but they are experts at reading energy. They feel the tension. They witness the walking on eggshells. They see the disrespect, the cold shoulders, the emotional withdrawal. By staying in a dynamic where you are chronically unhappy, devalued, and disrespected, you are teaching your sons that this is how men should be treated. You are teaching your daughters that this is the kind of relationship they should expect. The lesson here isn't you must leave right now. The lesson is your presence in the home is not a neutral act. It is an active education. If you choose to stay, you must become hyper aware of the lessons you are teaching. You must double down on showing your kids what real strength, respect, and emotional regulation look like, even in the fire. You must counter the toxic narrative every single day. Staying for the kids is the hardest job of all because it requires you to be a shield and a teacher, not just a placeholder. Life lesson number 2. Hope is a trap, not a strategy. Lesson number 2 is about killing the fantasy. So many of you are holding on to a secret hope. If I just do this right, if I just say that perfectly, if I just give her one more chance, she'll see the pain she's causing and change. This hope is the cage you have built for yourself. You are hoping that a person who fundamentally lacks empathy will suddenly develop it. You are hoping that someone who benefits from a power dynamic will voluntarily give up that power. You are hoping for a miracle that violates the very nature of the person you are with. The painful lesson, hope, in this context is not a virtue. It's a manipulation tool she uses and you use on yourself. It keeps you compliant. It keeps you trying. It keeps you from facing the grim reality. The strategic move is to replace hope with acceptance. Accept that this is who she is. Not who she could be, but who she is right now. When you operate from acceptance, you stop the cycle of trying to change her. You stop setting yourself up for disappointment. You begin to make decisions based on reality, not fantasy. And that is where your real power begins. Life lesson number 3. Your self-worth cannot be sourced from your abuser. Now, this lesson is the core of the healing journey. For years, you have been going to the hardware store for milk. You have been looking to her for validation, love, respect, and a sense of being okay. And every time you have come up empty and you think, I must not be worthy of milk, you have outsourced your self-worth. You have let her mood, her criticisms, Her dismissals become the mirror that tells you who you are. I'm a good husband if she's happy, or I'm a failure if she's angry. The lesson is you have to build your own well. You have to find your validation internally. This is the non-negotiable work. How? Starting small. You reclaim an old hobby. You hit the gym, not for her, but for you. You spend 5 minutes in silence without doom scrolling on your phone, just breathing. You reconnect with a friend who makes you feel like you. You build evidence of your own competence, your own value, outside of her opinion. Now, when you do this, her words start to lose their power. They still sting, but they don't define you anymore. You know who you are because you have done the work to remember. Now, life lesson number 4. Boundaries are not walls. They are the rules of engagement for your soul. Now, most men hear boundaries and think ultimatums or starting a fight. That's why they don't set them. They're trying to keep the peace. But a boundary is not about controlling her. It's about controlling you. It's defining what you are and are not willing to tolerate. And more importantly, what you will do if that line is crossed. A boundary isn't, you can't yell at me. That will start a fight. A boundary is, if you choose to yell at me, I will choose to leave the room until we can speak calmly. You see the difference? It's about your action. You can set boundaries even if you never leave. I'm not willing to be called names. If that happens, I will end this conversation. I will not engage in discussions about our relationship after 9 p.m. I need to sleep. I will not finance impulsive purchases that we haven't agreed on. Now, this does 2 things. First, it protects your energy in real time. Second, and more importantly, it proves to yourself that you have agency, that you matter enough to be protected. Every time you enforce a boundary, you send a message to your own psyche. I am worth defending. Now, life lesson number 5. Staying is a choice. Own it. The final lesson is the hardest one to swallow. You have to stop seeing yourself as a passive victim of her behavior and start recognizing that staying is an active choice you are making. As long as you believe you can't leave, you give away all your power. You are at the effect of your life. The empowering reframe is this: I am choosing to stay for now because the perceived pain of leaving is greater than the familiar pain of staying. But that is my calculation. That is my choice. Owning this choice is revolutionary. It moves you from a state of helplessness to a state of strategy. If you are choosing to stay with her, then the question becomes, how do I make this choice sustainable? How do I use this time to build my resources, my strength, my exit plan, even if I never use it? Now, this mindset shift is everything. It means you are no longer prisoner. It means you are no longer her prisoner. You are a strategist in a difficult situation. You are gathering intelligence, building strength, and waiting for the right moment. That is a position of power, not weakness. So there they are, the 5 painful but powerful lessons for the man who refuses to leave. Your children are learning from you. Hope is a trap. Build your own self-worth, set boundaries for yourself, and own your choice. Now, this is incredibly difficult work. If you are ready to go deeper, to get a real strategy, I have created a way for you to get coaching from me. It's called the Narc Free Coaching. And I'll walk with you step by step, implement your exit strategy, because ultimately that's what you want to do. If you are with a true narcissist who is not going to change, you need to leave. So if this episode has resonated with you, make sure to subscribe on YouTube and make sure to subscribe on Apple and Spotify podcasts. And it would also mean the world to me if you left me a rating and a review on those platforms. So thanks for listening. Remember, your peace is worth fighting for, and I'll see you in the next episode.